Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here at NoDQ.com, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. Thank you guys for continuing to support NoDQ&A video. The last video, the post-WrestleMania video, has over 20,000 views in just over 24 hours. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and sharing it on various social media websites. Also, thank you for checking out NoDQ.com. Yesterday, Monday, was NoDQ.com's second biggest day ever in terms of website traffic. So it's just unbelievable how much people are going on NoDQ.com and checking out the YouTube channel. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for the support. And I have a ton of questions here from spring.me/AaronRift. So I'm going to try to get as many videos out this week as possible and get through some of these questions. I still haven't talked about the Hall of Fame yet, so I'm going to get started with that here. First off, from It Doesn't Matter. Hi, Aaron. What did you think about the Hall of Fame? I thought Jake Roberts' speech was great, probably the best. The Ultimate Warrior, however, still sounded bitter. Your thoughts? Well, first off, regarding the Hall of Fame as a whole, I was very entertained by it. I really enjoyed the Hall of Fame red carpet pre-show that they did. I thought that made the Hall of Fame seem all that more special and that more of a major league deal. So I really liked that. And yeah, I mean, overall, I really liked the class this year, and I thought the speeches were very good. Some of them went a bit long, but I mean, that's been the norm with the Hall of Fame over the years. A lot of speeches have gone very long, and you know, we usually see the edited version on TV. This is the first time that the Hall of Fame is aired live in its entirety. And, you know, I was entertained throughout the whole thing. I mean, there were some parts that were slow, but overall, I thought that everybody did a good job. Maybe in the future, try to have people cut down on their speeches a little bit. I mean, some people would ramble at times, but I mean, it is their moment. So at the same time, I feel that they should be able to just go out there and say whatever they feel they want to say. Now, regarding Jake Roberts, I really enjoyed his speech. I mean, his speech was the one I was looking forward to the most, and, you know, he spoke from the heart, and it was very inspiring, and, you know, I'm really happy that he got this moment, and ditto for Scott Hall, and, you know, it was cool having the clip come out and have that final curtain call with those guys. And I got a question here from Bad Guy 325. Hey, Aaron, what did you think about the Ultimate Warrior's induction speech? Very interesting, and like I mentioned a moment ago, I mean, there were times where he started rambling and going off, and somebody asked me if they felt that the Warrior was bitter. That was It Doesn't Matter. He was clearly upset about the DVD still, and he has hard feelings about that, but at least WWE has given him the opportunity to have his own DVD and let his story be told, and, you know, there's two sides to every story, so I'm glad that WWE and the Warrior have buried the hatchet and they're on good terms now. And apparently the Warrior is going to continue being involved with WWE for some time and, you know, be an ambassador to WWE. So, you know, that's really good news. And, you know, it's very cool that WWE has made peace with guys like the Warrior and Bruno Sammartino. And, you know, these guys deserve the recognition. And, you know, I'm very happy for the Warrior that he got inducted. And, his speech, I mean, it was very entertaining, and I really enjoyed it overall. All right, this next one comes from Panthers Fan 0189. What did you think of Undertaker's tribute to William Moody, a.k.a. Paul Bearer? I thought it was really cool that they had both Kane and Taker pay homage to him. Yeah, I think that they did that the right way. I figured Kane would say something during the Hall of Fame ceremony about Paul Bearer, and Kane did a tremendous job basically recapping the life and career of William Moody, a.k.a. Paul Bearer, a.k.a. Percy Pringle. Kane was great. And, you know, it was cool that his son did the Paul Bearer impression, and then, of course, Undertaker coming out and doing the salute in character. And, you know, I think that was the right way to go. I mean, Undertaker has never broken character, and I think once his career is over, if it's over now, he can break character, but since he hadn't technically retired, you know, I think it was best to have him come out there and just be in character and do the salute, and maybe the baby out there disagrees with me. And I also wanted to mention Mr. T. I mean, Mr. T, that was something else. Mr. T really loves his mother. He really loves Jesus. But you know what? He should be allowed to go out there and say what's on his mind. And yeah, they did cut him off, and a lot of people have mixed feelings about that. Maybe they shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, I mean, he was just going on and on and on about his mother. And, the crowd was whatting him when he was talking about loving his mother on Father's Day and President's Day and New Year's Day and so on and so forth. And Mr. T didn't even mention the wrestling business, which, I think he should have done that, should have talked about WrestleMania. Maybe he was going to at some point, but that was a bit of a clusterfuck. But I mean, overall, like I said, Hall of Fame was very entertaining from start to finish. Now, moving on here away from the Hall of Fame, a couple more questions here about WrestleMania. This one comes from Nicholas Mata1. At any point during WrestleMania, did you think CM Punk was going to return? If so, when? The only time I felt like there was a chance CM Punk was going to return was during the main event. I thought that maybe somebody would be coming out to save CM Punk when you had Batista and Orton taking apart the announcers table and the crowd started chanting CM Punk, and the odds were stacked against Bryan. I felt that maybe somebody would come out there and help even the odds, whether it be CM Punk or Sting, but as it turns out, neither of them showed up, and Daniel Bryan was somehow able to have the inner Super Cena in him and get the job done and overcome everything. So, whatever. I mean, made the WWE title, it elevated the title because Daniel Bryan beat Triple H and then he went through, hell to win the title. So, it was really well done, like I said in the previous video. This one comes from Miguel960. Hey Aaron, where would you rank WrestleMania 30 among other WrestleManias? Or your top 10, maybe top 5. Or on your top 10, maybe top 5. It was definitely in the top 10 WrestleManias. It was one of the better WrestleManias. Easily, in my opinion, the best WrestleMania since 20 and maybe even 21. I have a bias towards 21, of course, because I was there. But I felt that it delivered for the most part. You had Daniel Bryan winning the WWE title. The match with Triple H was excellent. The WWE title match, I watched it again yesterday, and I was really impressed with that match. I felt that they did everything right in terms of the storytelling and the quality of the match. And overall in the pay-per-view, you had a lot of memorable moments. You had that Batista bomb turned into an RKO through the table. You had Cesaro body slamming Andre the Giant, or Big Show, excuse me, over the top rope to win the Battle Royal. And that was a perfect finish for that match. The Shield, they went out there and they dominated and did the triple power bomb to the New Age Outlaws. That was really cool. You had Hogan, Austin, and Rock all together. Just from top to bottom. And of course, how can I forget about the streak ending? Match wasn't that good, but the streak ended. That is something significant. So it was a very eventful WrestleMania. As far as top 5, I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, I'd have to say WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania 19, WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 3. And, maybe I would put it at number 5. Number 5, number 6, number 7, somewhere around there. Definitely an above average WrestleMania. All right, this one comes from CPW1978. Now we're moving on to Raw here. Cheers, Aaron. What can we expect from this run of RVD? An extended feud with Bryan would be cool, or will Bryan continue battling giants instead of technical matches? Also, thoughts on Adam Rose and Bo Dallas to the main roster. And finally, Barrett has a match on Raw. Well, regarding RVD, I mean, I think it'll be more the same with him. I think he'll be in that upper mid-card level. I don't see him being in a main event program. But I would love to see RVD versus Daniel Bryan. And, I could see them doing that on Raw as like a special attraction match. And Daniel Bryan gets a win over RVD. But I don't see them having like a pay-per-view match against each other or any kind of feud. I expect Bryan to be feuding with Triple H and Batista and Orton and Brock Lesnar eventually. I think it's unlikely we actually get a feud between them, but a match, I mean, you might as well do it while RVD's around. Why not take advantage of that? That would be a very entertaining match between those two. Maybe do it in Europe in a couple weeks. I mean, that would be an awesome match with a great crowd. Regarding Adam Rose and Bo Dallas, I mean, I'd rather see Sami Zayn on the main roster, but I'm glad that we're getting some fresh blood in there. And, you know, after WrestleMania, WWE usually introduces some new characters. You know, Paige made her debut and won the Divas title. As far as the Adam Rose gimmick goes, I mean, I think it will have potential early on, and it will be over in the short term. But long term, I mean, I still have mixed feelings about how far that gimmick will go. And Bo Dallas, I mean, I know Bo about Bo Dallas. And, yeah, I'm very happy that Wade Barrett had a match on Raw. And, you know, the Bad News Barrett gimmick is growing on me. So I'd like to see him get more matches on Raw in the future. All right, that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCW if you haven't already. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it on Facebook and Twitter. And before I sign off here, I have one last question from WWE Fan 5. Hey Aaron, what do you think of Cesaro aligning with Paul Heyman? Personally, I love it, but it's quite confusing. Is Heyman still a babyface or a heel? Or is still a heel, or is he turned face? Well, I think that Paul Heyman was a face for one night only to be part of that breakup storyline with Cesaro and Zeb Coulter. I mean, Paul Heyman did a tremendous heel promo with Brock Lesnar early in the show. I mean, Paul Heyman was just so damn good in that promo. And I'm really happy about Cesaro aligning with Paul Heyman. I think that, you know, besides my idea of having an Evolution reunion with Cesaro in the future star role, you know, this is the next best thing WWE can do, putting him with Paul Heyman. I mean, not everything Paul Heyman touches turns to gold. You know, Curtis Axel is a perfect example. But I think with Cesaro's talent and Paul Heyman is the mouthpiece, you know, the sky is the limit for Cesaro. I think that, you know, that's exactly what he needs. Because, I mean, I don't think Cesaro is one of the better talkers in WWE, but with Paul Heyman there to sell him, I mean, nobody can get Cesaro over, in my opinion, more on the WWE roster than Paul Heyman. So, you know, big thumbs up for that. And, you know, obviously Paul Heyman's going to be heel, although I suspect Cesaro is going to be cheered more and more. And I don't know how long this unit will last, because I think eventually people are just going to want to, you know, cheer Cesaro as a full-fledged babyface. But at least for the time being, I'm thinking that they'll both be heels, especially with Paul Heyman still managing Brock. All right, so that'll do it for NoDQ&A video. I will see you guys next time for more.